Hello and welcome back to Dukascopy TV. Currently in the studio I have once again with me investment advisor and blogger Thomas Veillet to come in once again regularly to talk about a particular financial news story that's affecting the world today. Thomas, welcome back into the studio. We're looking particularly today at post NFP Friday, obviously, which happened last Friday. Now, I know that was, particularly disappointing. This is something that obviously we move on from. Something like that happens, we sort of go, well, okay, let's see what the next thing's going to bring. Hopefully it'll be better, particularly for the markets. But this is becoming a regular issue, isn't it?
The fact is, it was not that bad. It was 69,000 new jobs. We were expecting 165, but we were expecting something. But the reality is that the growth of the market is not that good as we were expecting. And that's the darkest point of the numbers. And now people are just starting to move on. They were just focused on that on Friday, and suddenly they move on it. And yesterday they are starting to speaking about something else, getting more positive again. I wouldn't say positive, but there is we are in a so dark situation in the market that we are starting to think that it cannot stand like that forever. Look, something's going to happen.
Yeah, well, that's partly my point was that even though it wasn't as bad as maybe some people expected, and as you said, people move on, it's becoming a fairly, it's a fairly regular occurrence, but people perhaps, particularly in the markets, aren't really sure, investors aren't really sure what the next step's going to be for them.
People are waiting something like a signal from the authorities, from the government, to say, okay, we're here and we are committed to do something and we're going to try to save you out of this market. And this is what we are expecting right now.
So it's political. In very much in the sense it's more political and fundamental, technical. Or
absolutely, no. It's more. It's there. As I said, there is three pillars in the market. Usually, this is my way of viewing the market. But you got the technical pillar, you got the fundamental pillar, and you got the political pillar. And people are just focusing on what's going on the political side, because we know that today, if we just let the system play by himself, we are not going to survive that way.
So it is a question of waiting. As an investment advisor yourself, I can imagine it must be, I suppose, quite challenging, because in the sense, if you're saying it's 98% political, it means that you're essentially waiting for the governments, particularly, let's just say in the Eurozone, for example, to come together more and work better on this. Yeah,
it's a crazy market for sure. It's not easy to give any insight about the market and to recommend your client to do something, because everything can change so quickly. And that's right. Today we are waiting for two things. First, the Eurobonds. We are waiting to an approval from Angela Merkel to change his way of thinking about that. And we are expecting some intervention. This is basically what the market is expecting. But otherwise, if we don't have those two news in the market, we are going nowhere.
It's almost like there's no such thing as long-term investment anymore.
No, there is no, not anymore. We don't even know what it means.
So you mentioned then a second ago, you mentioned about Eurobonds. Let's looking through this week and looking for the current sort of excitement in investment, or some sort of excitement. Tell us a little bit more about the Eurobonds and what you're expecting.
Personally, I don't think that we have much choice. The Germans, they have to accept the way of building Eurobonds now, because it's like when you got some water and hot water and cold water. When you put them together, it's going to be not cold and not hot. So basically, it's the problem. The Germans don't want to borrow money too expensive, because they can do that. They can borrow cheaper, and they don't want to go to Eurobonds because it's going to cost them too much. But at the end, if they go, they let the Greece get out of Euro, or they let Spain going to the ground, nobody's going to buy their product, and it's going to be the same problem. The Dutch mark they maybe have to go back to the Dutch mark. The Dutch mark is going to the roof, and they won't sell anything else except to the Germans.
You're feeling bullish overall about it?
That's a tough question. No, I think that I wouldn't say bullish, but somewhere around when we are between 125 and 135 might be the good value. It's not easy. We've made some mistake. The economy has made some mistake. The banking system has made some mistakes. Maybe we have to take this opportunity to make it cleaner and start again.
Thomas, thanks very much for coming in and sharing your thoughts once again. Always an enlightening piece of commentary you bring here in the studio.
Sure.
That's all we've got time for on Dukascopy TV, though. Stay with us. We'll continue to bring you exclusive updates and interviews. Until next time, though, goodbye.
Bye.